All right, we're back. Zomp, what's up, buddy?
Very sad day. Good morning. Happy Super Bowl Sunday, fellas. Happy Super Bowl Sunday.
Hey, what's up, Zomp? See that jersey he just put on his seat? I'm sorry, I have a hangover. I'm using this as a cure. See that jersey he just put on his seat? I would take that jersey, put it down on my floor mat, and just stomp all over it. How are you guys doing? Happy Super Bowl Sunday, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Fly Like an Eagle podcast. We're going to talk about some intriguing things that have come up in the world of Philadelphia Eagle land that a lot of fans are either happy or not so happy about. But I'm going to give you my take before we dive into all of it. So, Carson Wentz is inevitably going to be traded. We all know this. It's a proof in the pudding. He's a mean guy. He doesn't want to compete. He wants out of Philadelphia. We just have to figure out how to get out of his contract. That's basically where it all ties into. And I just want to take a second to put some facts out there. These are facts. These aren't opinions. That year in 2017 was by far, Carson Wentz's best year as a Philadelphia Eagle. The other 4 years that he's been here, mediocre to subpar. All right. So if you average that 1 year into all the years he's been here, he's been at the cusp of an average quarterback. And all these people are talking about us getting rid of a generational talent, a guy that won multiple Super Bowls for us when he, in fact, hasn't won one Super Bowl for us. And I'm just so sick and tired of people treating Wentz like he's gold and treating a guy like Donovan McNabb like a piece of shit when he was by far the most quarterback in this franchise's history. Brought us to 4 straight NFC Championship games. Granted, he did not win those games for us, but people want to take this opinion about Carson Wentz not getting surrounded by talent, and they won't say that about Donovan McNabb in his early years with us. So if you look at both of them head-to-head, Donovan was much better than Carson Wentz, and he wasn't treated the same way. Why is that? I usually don't bring up the race card in this. You could use it right there. Zomp, I know you're a huge guy. You're a huge Carson Wentz guy. You're talking to me back and forth about how you won't be mad. You want things to go back to normal. I understand that. But deep down, I know you. All right? You love Carson Wentz. You wanted to see him thrive here. And unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I'm not showing my happiness right now because I'm waiting for the trade to go through. But once the trade goes through, I am going to be absurd. Because year after year after year, I've taken heat from Zomp, EDP, the other platform I was on 2 years ago, from Tom and all those guys. I've taken heat on top of heat on top of heat over an opinion that Carson Wentz is not a good quarterback. He had really good stats. I understand that. But as a saying that I always say, stats are for losers. All right, you look at the stats, that's fine. He threw the garbage bin last year. That's awesome. We got the Seattle Seahawks, and he got injured against in the playoff game. But if you look at the situational play on the field, I'm going to bring up a big example here from last year. Well, not last year, the year before that. We were down 17-3 against one of the worst teams of all time in the New York Giants at home on Monday Night Football in the rain. People said Carson Wentz came back and put the team on his back for that game. All right, you could make a case for that. I was there. It was fun to watch. I got bashed, obviously, when we won that game in overtime. But we should have been in that spot to begin with. You're down 17-3 against a team that was awful. They started a guy that didn't start since week 3 in Eli Manning because Daniel Jones got hurt. There was no reason why we shouldn't have blown that team out. We were down. We only scored 3 points in the first half in that game. Carson Wentz started that whole game. You guys put so much stock into 1 year. I just don't understand it. I don't understand where you see this guy being a top-tier athlete quarterback, a top-tier quarterback. I don't see it. Look at Mahomes. Look at Wentz. People compare these two. Like, what do you guys see? Like, I don't understand it. There's a reason why we're probably not going to get that much back for Carson Wentz. He's not very good. He's not. He's a bottom 20 quarterback. He is. And if we get Nick Foles back in this trade, which I think we are, That's a move that we should have never made in the first place, getting rid of him. As my grandfather said before he tragically passed away, rest in peace, Grandpa. If it isn't broke, don't fix it. All right? Do not fix it. The guy literally won a Super Bowl for us. All right? You want to take Donovan McNabb and say he's never won the big game for us. All right, that's fine. He was a loser. I understand that. But you guys just put in there that if Carson Wentz made the playoffs and didn't get hurt, that he would have won the Super Bowl for us. Well, Donovan got us the number one seed for years. Got us home field for years. We never won the Super Bowl with him. So what says that this guy with this broken mindset, this fragile mindset, it's a complete me guy, would have taken this team to a Super Bowl when we all know that the playoffs are for big boys. People with that strong mindset that could get it done against great teams. I'm calling bullshit. I don't think he would have. And honestly, I'm glad I didn't see it because I saw a real champion in Nick Foles bring us that title with a great team that year. Are we going to be bad for years? Probably. I'll admit it. But the fact that we are moving on from this era, I'll take that any day of the week. If Jalen Hurts is my starter, whatever. I'm not a fan of Jalen Hurts, but I'll take Jalen Hurts 50 times over Carson Wentz. I am sick of the cult. I'm sick of the era. I'm sick of the headaches. I'm sick of when we win, everyone bashes people like me for not liking Carson Wentz. I'm sick of it. I'm done. I'm finite. Bye-bye, Carson Wentz. Mwah. What's up, Doc?
All right. There's a lot to digest over there. You know, you went on your little rant. You know, you said some things that were good, that were positive, that were correct. Some things, 50-50, but, well done. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, my rant about Carson Wentz because he's still a Philadelphia Eagle. Until that's officially done, then, there's no reason to. But reports are out there, like you said. It's probably going to be traded. It could be possibly today. Could be tomorrow, the latest Wednesday. Who knows? To who? Chicago, Indianapolis. Nobody knows. When it comes to Carson Wentz, I'm like I said, anybody that follows the show, anybody that follows me knows that I'm not a college guy. So I had no idea who this guy was, what college, whatever. All I know is that I saw a big guy who said the right things, who tried to do the right things, who tried to put his team on his back in his first year, and he looked promising. 2017, we go back to it. It was one of the best performances in Eagles history. Unfortunately, got hurt. Magical run. Now, the thing is, with Carson Wentz, I'm genuinely and on camera, you may not think this guy because I know you say when I text you, that's the real you when you're on camera. Listen, I'm being completely honest with you. I am over the Carson Wentz saga. And right now, if we get it on this show right now that he's been traded, I'm going to give you raw emotion, my actual emotion. It's because I put this team ahead of the player. I've always said on Twitter, YouTube, whatever, the wings on the helmet are more important than the player on the back. That goes the same for Dawkins. That goes the same for McNabb, Westbrook, whoever. Now, there's a part of me that, it is sad. And there's a part of me that is actually excited. The part of me that's sad is because Carson Wentz, in my opinion, and it's not all the organization's fault, but he was treated not fairly. He wasn't treated fairly. Now, what I say about that is you get drafted. You trade away all these first round, second round picks, future picks for this guy. He was dominant. Now, granted, and I know you always bring this up, in 2016 when we went to that Giants game at Giants Stadium, I said, this guy looks like a bust. You said,
I'll never forget it.
Yes, I said, this guy looks like a bust. I said it. I said, this guy looks like a bust. He threw 2 picks in that game against the lowly Giants. I said, this is not good. And then in the Steelers game, you said, we're going to control the division for years to come. This guy's a stud. Okay, 2017 comes, you hit on it. He was great, gets hurt. Ever since the injury, I think he was treated unfairly because of what Nick Foles did. Nick Foles came in, won us the Super Bowl, and then after that, everybody turned their back on Carson Wentz. Everybody forgot about Carson Wentz. Everybody treated Carson Wentz, would Carson Wentz, now the question is, would Carson Wentz have won? Now, history repeats itself. Aaron Rodgers, MVP this year, not winning the Super Bowl. Chances are, Carson Wentz, as much as I want to believe he would, Nobody's ever gonna know. But the history says that Carson Wentz would not have won the Super Bowl because the person that wins MVP that year never wins the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It's a fact. So we'll never know, but let's just say he wouldn't have. But ever since that injury, he's been treated badly by the fans. Everybody wanted Nick Foles. And the Jalen Hurts pick in 2019. I mean, come on. Or was it 2020? What was it? 2020? Listen, it rubbed him wrong. On top of what Nick Foles did, the statue, the Super Bowl, it just put him in a wrong place mentally. And then I think the final dagger was the Jalen Hurts pick in the second round. If we would have gotten Jalen Hurts in the fourth, fifth round, okay. Second round, when you could have helped the offense, you could have got something for him or defense, anything to help Carson Wentz, and you pick Jalen Hurts, it rubbed him the wrong way. Now, that's what I feel for him on his side. But going forward, as an NFL player, I am not an NFL player, obviously, but when a person who did play sports, whether it was soccer, whatever, you have to have a positive mentality. You have to have that killer instinct. This guy is mentally weak. And after every single year that's been going on after he got hurt, I realized, and I never admitted it, but I said to myself, this guy is mentally not strong. And I don't know where I saw this. I don't know if it was from you. You said he comes from North Dakota State. North Dakota State, they're up there. There's no competition. You just handed it over. There's no constant competition. Like Jalen Hurts, he's been a competitor his whole career. You know what I'm saying? In the NFL, there's people that compete every single day. Carson Wentz looks like the type of guy that you just hand him in and that's it. So I see that point, but I also see that he's mentally not tough. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he could slam his helmet against the Saints and he could say all this. But you know what? At the end of the day, his press conferences rubbed me the wrong way. I could play better. It's all BS. Like you could see by his face. Like when Jalen Hurts speaks, and I'm not the biggest Jalen Hurts fan. I like him. But like you could tell, like, I got to play better. I. That's a leader. Carson Wentz is like, you see, I got to look at the tape. He's not one to blame himself. And little by little, I see this guy, like you said, as a me player. And there's a reason for it. He's just that type of player that he thinks his shit don't stink, gets paid all this money, which I think was a horrible contract. And the reason why I say it was a horrible contract is because, he had one great year. Every other year was average year, in my opinion, or below. So when you look at it, he's an average quarterback, but he did not deserve all that money, and I don't know what they were thinking. But at the end of the day, this is not a rant, but at the end of the day, what I think is Carson Wentz is the reason why he's leaving. I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles want him to go. I think they had conversations. I think his behavior by not speaking and not talking, I think the Philadelphia Eagles said to themselves, we're going to get rid of Doug Peterson, not because of Carson Wentz. We're going to get rid of Doug Peterson because Doug Peterson had his own flaws, a stale offense, wanted to promote within. You're coming from a 4-11-1 team. That is ridiculous. So he did it to himself. But with Carson Wentz, I think that the Philadelphia Eagles, Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie, truly want to fix him. But I think he is mentally broken. I think he knows that Zach Ertz is on his way out. I think he knows Jason Kelsey is going to retire. And he says, all my boys are gone. Press Taylor's gone. All my boys are gone. And now I have to reassure myself to a new team, a new coach. And that's just too much for me in my career. And I want out. And he's willing to reconstructure because if he wasn't willing to reconstruction, none of these trade rumors would happen. So in my opinion, I don't think the Philadelphia Eagles are done with Carson Wentz. I just think Carson Wentz is done with Philadelphia, if that makes sense.
It makes a ton of sense. I loved everything you just said. I was actually thinking about something while you were going on your speech. Well, I'm going to call it a speech, whatever. What if the Philadelphia Eagles package Carson Wentz? Well, they wouldn't package Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts, but what if they traded away Jalen Hurts as well? They brought back Nick Foles, made him the starter. I know you're going to say it's a bad idea. What if they made him the starter and then rode the ship next year since it's going to be a down year anyway? And if it works out, sure, it works out. If it doesn't, we get a great draft pick next year. We all know it's going to be a bad year. So why don't we bring him back and trade away Jalen Hurts, trade away Carson Wentz, get as much assets as possible back, and then next year – just go after it completely. Go after a new quarterback. Go after new assets. Hell, even take Jamar Chase this year, in the first round this year, and then take 2 wide receivers with Nick Foles coming back, and then just see where it goes from there. I know it's a crazy thought, but I was thinking about that. I was thinking, people like me know that Jalen Hurts isn't a good quarterback. I'm sorry, he's not. He's not a good quarterback. So I'm looking down the road to see who we can potentially get, whether it's someone in the league, a veteran, or whether it's someone down the road as a rookie in the NFL draft. I'm trying to think because I know this team cannot go 10-plus years with Jalen Hurts as quarterback. He showed me in the last game as against the Washington football team that his throws are erratic. He can't throw the long ball. And to me, he's just a gimmicky quarterback. So I know my mind works differently sometimes, but I could see where the Eagles would have a trick up their sleeve with this, especially if they're thinking about bringing back Nick Foles. Because why would you bring back Nick Foles when you're trying to get past the era? Why would you bring him back and him be a backup to Jalen Hurts? Doesn't really make sense.
I mean, I see what you're saying about Jalen Hurts. Like the thing is this. That's why I say we have to wait and see what we get for Wentz. Because to me, I'm surprised there's rumors going out that we're going to at least get a first-round pick. I was convinced it's going to be a third-round pick or the best, a second-round pick. The fact that I don't believe the rumor about 2 first-round picks, because that's ridiculous and nobody would do that. But
I won't either.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. But the fact that people are willing to trade a first-round pick, like I don't want to swap. If you're going to say to me, we're going to swap the 6th-round pick for the 21st pick, and then you're going to give us a second-rounder next year and a third-rounder the following year, I would not do that. I would be very, very happy with a first-round pick. And it doesn't matter if Nick Foles comes in a package, a player comes in a package. If we get a first-round pick this year, okay, and we have the 6th overall pick and let's say the 20th overall pick from Chicago, because Chicago's being rumored. I mean, okay, so you reconstruct the contract, you get rid of that contract, we're going to hit a cap hit, okay, but you're getting a first-round pick. You could get 2 impact players of this year's draft. You could go 1 offense, 1 defense, vice versa. But until we see what we get for Carson Wentz, I don't know if you could react to Jalen Hurts' thing. Because now listen, I think a lot of suitors there'll be a lot of potential suitors for Jalen Hurts. Everybody's going to say he's young, he's a leader, we love everything about him, he's stocky, he's this, he's that. Now, granted what you say, we all know that you're not a fan of Jalen Hurts, but he did do some promising things, and he did do things that he looked like a rookie. But at the same time, I would love to see what he would do under Coach Sirianni. I would love to see what he do with a new system, new players. I would love to see him with the OTAs, training camp, and see what he can do. But regarding Nick Foles, I don't think Nick Foles is the reason to come over here to be the starter. I think they want veteranship. The Eagles always wanted somebody veteran. You have to get rid of Nate Sudfeld. That's another thing. We're talking about all these players. There's no reason why Nate Sudfeld should be on the team anymore. Just get rid of him. You bring back Nick Foles. Are you using him as a starter? Are you using him as a backup? We're not going to know. I find it hard to believe, and not because I hate Nick Foles. Yes, I do hate Nick Foles. It's not because of Nick Foles. It's just that he's older. He's injury prone. Let's be honest. He's injury prone. He was injury prone here. He was injury prone in Chicago. I don't see him being the starter, coming here to be the starter. I see him coming here because he's a good locker room guy. The Eagles respect him. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox won a Super Bowl with the organization. He'll get along with everybody. But at the same time, I also think that it's not fair to Jalen Hurts because now the fan base, as crazy as it is, you should know that. The fan base now, you bring in Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts starts playing bad, put in Big Dick Nick. Put in Nick Foles. Nick Foles is the Super Bowl champion. Put him. But there's one thing that's different if Nick Foles comes back. There's no Doug Peterson. Mm-hmm. Can Coach Sirianni coach Nick Foles? Now, I know he watched tape with Frank Reich. They watched a lot of the 2017 film. They watched the playoffs. Can Coach Sirianni do the same thing that Doug Peterson did? Nobody knows. So that's why it doesn't make sense, the Nick Foles thing. But if you're bringing him back just to have him in the locker room as a positive asset, a good locker room guy, a good backup, a guy who won over here and who's well respected, I guess. But to me, it doesn't make sense.
Well, now, since you nailed that pretty much right on the head, this is another thing I'm going to bring up. Nick Sirianni, I'm not a huge fan of the hire, but that's whatever. He's the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. I have to get with it. You have to ask Nick Sirianni who he wants as his quarterback because he's a rookie head coach coming to a team with a very brutal reputation as a city and a fan base. You have to ask him who he would like as his QB. Look at Andy Reid out there in Kansas City. All right, Andy Reid had Donovan McNabb for years. I thought he was a really good quarterback, but Patrick Mahomes is on a completely different level. And now that you see that Andy Reid has Patrick Mahomes, he can do whatever the hell he wants. His play calling, he's calling plays I've never even seen when he was a Philadelphia Eagle head coach. All right, he's got his guy. Now, Nick Sirianni needs to get his guy, whether it's in this year's draft, whether he wants Nick Foles, whether he wants Jalen Hurts. You need to ask him who he wants, and whoever he wants needs to be that guy. Week 1.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, you don't have to be sorry. But you have to make this head coach comfortable, especially coming to this situation, because we all know in his first press conference, it was the most abysmal thing I've ever watched. The guy was stuttering. The guy was he was panicking over a news conference where no one was in the room. And what are you going to do on the sidelines when you have 67,000 Eagles fans breathing down your neck? What are you going to do? All right. Mm-hmm. So you need to make this guy comfortable. You need to have him bring on his own guys, which he has. And I wish him the best of luck, because this year I feel like, I say it's going to be a down year, but we do have our whole offensive line coming back. And I just don't know.
Wait, the whole offensive line thing, I don't know about Kelsey. I mean, I don't know if you heard something. That's the only problem, and that's a big problem in the center position. But going back to what you said about Coach Sirianni, listen, nobody knows about this guy. Nobody knew about Doug Peterson. Nobody knew about Andy Reid. Nobody knew about Chip Kelly. Nobody knows how it's going to translate to the NFL. I'm not saying he's going to be good. I'm not saying he's going to be bad. But based on the information that he gave us, okay, put aside that he was nervous, okay? All right, fine. We don't know if he's a puppet. We don't know if he's saying what Jeffrey Lurie and Harry Roseman told him what to say. It sounds like Jeffrey Lurie and Harry Roseman are telling him what to say. But also, it's not right to judge this guy because he may not know the situation. Everybody wanted him to have an answer. He gave the right answer. I watched film on Wentz. I watched film on Hurts. He don't even know if Wentz is going to be here. If Wentz hasn't spoken to anybody, hasn't opened up his mouth or anything, him as a head coach, it's a whirlwind. He don't know what's going on, and now he's the head coach. In my opinion, right now, I think that they brought in Coach Sirianni to give his ideas, his philosophy, put a coaching staff together. But at the end of the day, it's going to be Howie Roseman's team. And we all know how we feel about Howie Roseman. I feel, you feel, Zach feels that this guy should be behind closed doors, doing the contracts, doing free agency and stuff like that. He should not be controlling the draft. He should not even have power to say.
I don't think he is.
Yeah, I think he is. From what I hear from Sirianni, it sounds like it's Howie Roseman gave him a piece of paper and said, here, this is what. Sirianni has his ideas, yes. Sirianni has an idea of what he wants to do, yes. How he wants to coach his team, put his coaching staff together. But at the end of the day, 53-man roster, he already confirmed. It's, we're going to have a collaboration. No, it's going to be Howie Roseman. That scares me because Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie should have absolutely no say. You hire a head coach to put the best 11 guys on the football team on every Sunday. Now, it's like the Jimmy Johnson, Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones has the money. Your coach says, I want this guy, this guy, this guy. I'm the one coaching. That's not what I get from Coach Sirianni. That's not what I got from Doug Peterson. There's a power control in the organization of Philadelphia. I just think that Coach Sirianni doesn't know what he has to do. Like, he has an idea of what he wants. It's difficult to explain. He knows what he wants to do. He has his ideas, but I don't know if he has full control to say that. Like when you say he should come out and say, this is the quarterback I want. No, that's not how the Eagles do it. I agree with you because if I'm the head coach, I'm going to say, Kyle, you're the owner. I need this. Tell your general manager, this is what I need to do, and I could coach them, win you a football team. You know what I'm saying? This is not draft day with Kevin Costner where the GM says, all right, I'm going to do it this way. He asks the coach, what do you need? I need a punt returner. I need a running back. I need this guy. It's not that way in Philadelphia. So we're not going to know what Coach Sirianni is, but in my opinion, it's going to come down to Harry Roseman because he's the one that's making the decisions.
No, I mean, I agree with you. Howie Roseman, you know how I feel about Howie Roseman. I can't stand the guy. But with that said, he is here and he's still the GM. And actually, this is the position where I feel Howie Roseman can do some magic. He's good with the cap, number one. Number two, it's not hard to trade a player, and he does fleece the living shit out of other teams. He does do that historically. So if it wouldn't surprise me if we got like a first and second round pick for Wentz and a player, just because the Chicago Bears are kind of desperate. You're asking a desperate team if they need a quarterback, they're gonna bite because Mitch Trubisky sucks, and Nick Foles behind a bad O-line isn't gonna do anything. Let's be real. He needs a very good O-line, which we have here in Philadelphia. So they'll give up Nick Foles and they'll give up assets that, let's be honest, in 2017 they moved up one pick to get Mitch Trubisky when you had Patrick Mahomes sitting right there. That team will bite. And something tells me that this trade is going to be a blockbuster. And Howie Roseman's the one guy to do that. And the Bears have absolutely no clue what they're doing. And I'm liking the spot we're in. Especially when I see here in the comment section, I would like to thank Nitro, thank Burrito, and everyone else who wanted that bum QB traded. Because let's be honest, thank you, 2020 Vision. That guy is a bum. Carson Wentz is a bum. I've seen it since 2018. The guy stinks. Nobody likes him. Nobody likes him in the locker room. We were 13.5-point underdogs against the Los Angeles Rams, a very good team, a team that went to the Super Bowl that year. Nick Foles came in, as you say, not a great quarterback, came in and the team rallied around him. It doesn't matter if you're a bad quarterback. It doesn't matter if you're a great quarterback. And it doesn't matter if you're a subpar quarterback. If your team plays around you, that's all that matters. And this team did not play around Carson Wentz in any game.
I agree. That I agree with, and it was evident. Week after week, month after month, it just looked like, and even on the sidelines, Doug Peterson wasn't even near him. In the beginning of his years, 2016, 2017, they were all together. Now all of a sudden it seemed like Nate Sudfeld was his boy or Press Taylor was his boy, nobody else. And listen, it's a broken relationship. I genuinely believe in my heart that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman are trying to do everything in their power to keep Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz is a very stubborn guy, as it seems. And he says, you know what? You guys fucked me way too many times. And I think being that Doug Peterson is fired now and we got a new coach, I think Carson Wentz thinks that he has to, gain the respect of the locker room again. And I think he thinks he's too good for that. I believe that he thinks, why do I got to start over? I haven't changed. I haven't done this. Reports came out that during the meetings that he doesn't point the finger to himself. And I have to say, as much as I liked Carson Wentz, I think that is not the right situation for a quarterback to be in. And that's why you have to get rid of him. If a quarterback is not mentally there and is a me player, and at least Terrell Owens, yeah, he was a me player, but he was one of the best wide receivers in the league. Carson Wentz is not one of the best quarterbacks in the league. I always thought he was a top talent, but he was never like a Aaron Rodgers, stuff like that. But if you're going to be a me player, not point the finger to yourself, and it's evident on the sideline, then yeah, you have to get rid of him. But like I said, I hope and pray that the Eagles, I know they're doing the right thing, getting rid of Doug Peterson, starting fresh, but do they want Hurts to be the quarterback? If they bring Nick Foles, is he going to be the quarterback? Obviously, it's going to be a short term. Are they going to maybe – I don't know what they're going to do. Going to draft the quarterback? I have no idea what it is. All I know is at the end of the day, whatever the decision is, going with the starting quarterback for the future, it's going to be a collaborative effort. It's going to be Howie Roseman, it's going to be Jeffrey Lurie, and I believe it's going to be Sirianni and say, I think we could groom this guy and he could be good. That's what it is.
Well, what makes me absolutely irritated the most is the fact that we both know, you and I both know, that Carson Wentz has a dark side to him. All right.
Yeah,
and he never unleashed it ever. All right. This guy would shoot deer, hunt deer, kill animals. All right. Then he'd talk about Jesus Christ. So it's like this guy obviously has a bipolar personality. You could say hunting's in the Bible. I don't give a fuck. You're still murdering an innocent animal. And this guy would never show it on the field. It's like, where's that fire? Where's that passion? I know an ACL tear is one of the worst injuries you could have as an athlete. I understand that. But if it ruins your career, just don't play anymore. It's that simple. Because you can't move around like you used to. It's clear as day you're not a pure pocket passer. It's like, why are you even playing anymore? These guys aren't going to play around you. The team hates you, all right? Everyone knows the team hates you. And if they go into another team, you're going to thrive just like you did in 2017. Granted, he could. I could be completely wrong. Do I care? No. I just say as a Philadelphia Eagle, and I see as a Philadelphia Eagles fan, that this guy is the absolute wrong guy you want for your team to start under center every single Sunday. And I'm so glad that Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman are both grabbing their nuts and doing something about it when they gave them that ridiculously awful contract. they're doing something about it. They're taking the dead money. They're getting him out of here. They're sending him to a stupid team like the Chicago Bears that's going to give us anything for him and taking the contract. I am happy as a clam, man. I am so happy.
I gotta say though, first of all, I don't want him going to the Colts because I think he'll thrive over there. I think he'll do very good because he loves Frank Reich. They have good players. They're a playoff team every single year. Chicago Bears, they're gonna lose Allen Robinson. To me, they're gonna have a down year. They made the playoffs, yeah, but it was like a bullshit reason to make the playoffs. I think they were like a low seed or whatever. They were not that good. They're still in a division with Aaron Rodgers, where Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers own that division. So unless Aaron Rodgers gets hurt, they're never going to win that division. So I'm happy that he's going to go somewhere for Chicago because, number one, I don't think he's going to handle Chicago because Chicago, it is a tough town. It's a football town. So,
cold
right. So I don't know if he's going to be mentally ready for that. But at the same time, I think we should be thanking Carson Wentz because I believe he's the reason why he's leaving. I'm telling you, if I was a fly on that wall, I genuinely believe in my heart, and I'm going to say it again, I genuinely believe that Howie Roseman, Jeffrey Lurie really want to help Carson Wentz and figure him out so they don't look bad. But I just think Carson Wentz is speaking volumes right now by not speaking. I think they had conversations, and he's basically saying, fuck you, between the statue, between the disrespect to the fans, between everything else. I'm broken. I don't want to restart my career here. You guys don't give me a fair chance. Fuck you, and I want to leave. And I think he's actually helping us. Because what happens if we did keep Carson Wentz? If Carson Wentz says, you know what, I have a new coach, let's try it out. And he sucks. We're pushed back another time. Get rid of this guy now. And I'm saying, I'm a Carson Wentz guy. Get rid of this guy. But I'm going to tell you one thing now. You know me, I'm a cutthroat. Once that jersey's off, I don't give a fuck if you helped us win a Super Bowl because, let's be fair, did Carson Wentz win the Super Bowl?
No.
We're finally going to get it out of Zamster. Did Carson Wentz win the Super Bowl for the Philadelphia Eagles? No. Did Carson Wentz help this team win a Super Bowl? Yes. But when he is gone and he is donning those Bear colors or the Colts colors, I wish nothing but the worst. I wish nothing but the worst for that guy. Fuck him, fuck his food truck, and fuck whatever he believes in. And I genuinely mean that. Because this is what I care about. I don't care about anything else. We all love Dawkins. We all love McNabb. We all love Westbrook. Some of us still love Andy Reid. Once you are gone, I appreciate what you did, but fuck you now.
Yeah, exactly. You nailed it right on the head. When Brian Dawkins went to Denver, was I upset? Yeah, I was upset. I wasn't like crying over it, but I was upset. When he came back to Philly, I booed him after the first play. Because when you don other teams' colors in the city of Philadelphia, you don't get any more respect because we're playing against you. All right. And people have to understand that when Wentz comes back here, I hope we boo the living shit out of him. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. But I hope the smart fans boo the shit out of him because he's an awful guy. Like, I'm sorry. He's an awful guy. I'm sorry. I said I would wait until he's actually traded, but he's a fucking awful guy. He's a piece of shit.
Let's just hope, Kyle, let's just hope we at least get a first round pick. I'll be very happy. If we get a second round pick, to me, it's now. I want a first-round pick. I don't care if you give us Nick Foles. I don't care if you give us whatever. Just give me a first-round pick.
If we trade him to the Bears, we're going to get more than a first-round pick. If we trade him to the Indianapolis Colts, we may squeak out a mid-first-rounder to their late first-rounder that they have since they made the playoffs this year. We might. But it depends who you trade him to because the Bears are dummies. All right? You need a fleece team. And I feel like it's going to be the Bears because they're desperate. They need a quarterback. And they saw that Wentz had that phenomenal year in 2017. So I feel like it's going to be the Bears.
But I'm just saying, like, I could just see Howie Roseman. Like, let's say Howie Roseman and Jeffrey Lurie are just speaking with Nick Sirianni. And they say, who is your prototypical quarterback that you think that is good for this offense? And blah, 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 blah. What happens if we take the 6th pick and we get the Bears pick at 20? Mm-hmm. And we say to somebody who's ahead of us, not the Jacksonville Jaguars, but I'm talking about somebody who we think is going to get like a Justin Fields, and you package and you swap the 6th pick, the 20th pick to move all the way up to get Justin Fields. I could see Howie Roseman doing this. I could see it. Now, if you're doing that, I believe we're in total rebuild. But I'm just saying, like, holy shit. Like, you have to make sure, like, Carson Wentz was the guy. Like, at least Carson Wentz helped us win the Super Bowl. I'm just saying, if you're going to do something like that, like, to me, I'm being honest with you. I don't know Nick Sirianni's offense. I don't know. We know the offensive coordinator He coached Justin Herbert. Now he won Rookie of the Year yesterday. I don't know if you saw the awards. He won Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
That's promising.
He's very good.
I believe this. Jalen Hurts is young. I know you're not a fan of him, but from what I see, he's got the legs, strong, not injury prone, good guy, leader. He's a good guy, but like he's a dog on the football field. Like Carson Wentz is not a dog. Like he's a good guy and he's too goody-goody. This guy, Jalen Hurts, it looks like a switch goes on when he's on the football field. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So at least like he'll be like saying the nice things, but then like he's a dog on the field. I would love to see us build around Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Use that that sixth pick with a wide receiver or an offensive player. Use that 20th pick for maybe another offensive player or whatever, or defense, whatever, and build on that. If we go quarterback and use all those ammunitions for a quarterback, to me, that's a lot of ammunition for a quarterback. Well, sixth pick in the 20th?
Well, I mean, if we're building around Jalen Hurts, which is possible with Howie Roseman, I would trade up and get Sewell from Oregon. That's who I would get, the offensive lineman. I know you want Jamar Chase, as do I, but the most important position on the football field is your
offensive line. It's offensive, but
offensive line, not blindside, offensive line. Yeah.
I just don't see it. Listen, like I said, I don't know. I just don't see it because I think Jeff Stoutland being back. I think what's his name? Mailata played really well. He's going to be another year, and he's young. You still got that guy Dillard, so I don't think they're going to go that route, and I think he's going to be gone anyway. And I'm going to be honest with you. I don't think Devontae Smith and I don't think Jamar Chase is coming here. I think they're going to go in completely different direction. We're in February. We all change our minds. I just have this funny feeling it's going to be this tight end from Florida or it's going to be Patrick Surtain. I just believe it's going to be one of those two. And people are going to think, how would you go tight end? We like running a 12 personnel. From what I read, we like running a 12 personnel. This guy is a tight end, but basically a wide receiver. Ertz is gone. We got the Brian Johnson, the quarterback's coach from Florida. We got all these guys connected with one another. I wouldn't be surprised if it's Kyle Pitts. I really wouldn't be surprised. Do I like it? No, because it's a fucking tight end. But at the same time, if you're running 12 personnel and you're getting rid of Ertz, I guess. But the wide receiver, like I told you, the wide receiver position is abysmal in Philadelphia. So I have no idea if they're going to address that in the draft, the free agency, who knows?
Well, I don't think it's as a business. I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't agree with that aspect. I've agreed with a lot of things you've said on the show today. That's one thing I don't agree with. There's one thing I want to touch on before we get out of here, and it's kind of silly. People always want to talk about that Carson Wentz walks past the statue every single day.
Who cares?
If people do know that they practice at NovaCare, right? Yeah, he doesn't walk past statues. Probably never seen it, to be honest with you. But with that said, we're gonna get out of here. It's Super Bowl Sunday. I want to hear it. Well, actually, I want to see who you guys are betting on today. I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers because you can't bet against, you can't bet against Tampa Bay and Tom Brady. You just can't do it. I mean, he's the GOAT for a reason, and that's what I'm taking. So,
Super Bowl prediction. I'm going to go Kansas City 31 and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 23. I hope both teams loses, but obviously there has to be a winner. I despise Andy Reid, and people are going to say, why do you despise Andy Reid? Because the man has given me nothing but heartaches, nothing but blue balls. Yes, he was a winning head coach, but never won the big one. And I don't want to see him win 2, 3, 4, 5 with Patrick Mahomes. I just don't. I also despise Tom Brady. I also think that, I'm just not a fan of Bruce Arians. But at the end of the day, if I had to pick a team that I wanted to win, I guess I'm going with Kansas City.
All right. Well, I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I have Tampa Bay winning this game 31-27. That's
basically the same, just the opposite.
Yeah, I had 31-27 Buccaneers. I just feel like Tom Brady bringing the Tampa Bay team that hasn't been to a championship game since 2002. I think it's remarkable. I truly do. You disagree with that with me, but I think it's remarkable, and I give him the title of the GOAT. I don't like Tom Brady either. I don't.
What are you in any football pools?
I'm in a box. I'm in a $300 box that if it hits, I win $20,000, but it's probably not going to hit.
I'm in a lot of boxes. I'm in a $300 pool, but we split it. So if we win, it's $10,000. So I get like $5,000, and then I'm in a lot of like $50 pools. So hopefully some of us make some money, do something.
One of the best days of the year, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's fucking snow too.
Yeah, I know. It's great. But with that said, we're out of here. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. We will be back sporadically. It won't be an every week thing. Whenever big news comes about. we will be on. And hopefully Zach comes back soon. I mean, I miss Zach, but, if not, Zom's my brother, and we got it. We're going to hold it down. With that said, we're out of here. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Don't drink and drive. That is the stupidest thing you can do. And we're out of here.
Peace.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Peace.